Enix says that Final Fantasy VII Rebirth and Final Fantasy 16 sales did not meet expectations.
That's an understatement.
They talked about this. First, we will shift to a multi-platform strategy, which is something that everyone's been predicting for a while because these sales are just so low.
What happened here? What are the dominants?
In the case of HD games, we will create a global environment that allows more customers to enjoy our major franchises and AAA titles, including from our backlog.
Do you think it's too late?
We will also step up consumer acquisition and retention on our SD games, exploring the possibility of offering them for PCs and other platforms in addition to iOS and Android.
Do you guys not have phones?
Yeah, you guys all have phones, right?
And something that I speculated before and now I'm feeling very confident in, and you watch now that I've said that it won't happen, the Tokyo Game Show that's coming up. We know that Square Enix is going to be there in some capacity. I think we're going to get an announcement there of them being like, hey, we're fucking multi-platform now. I think that's where they're going to go public with that.
It could happen.
But also, here are our digital entertainment segment results. In the HD games sub-segment, we released multiple new titles, including major titles such as Final Fantasy 16 and Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. Their profits, unfortunately, did not meet our expectations.
Well then, I guess you're really up shit creek.
Now, before I continue with this, I'm going to come out and say,
ah, boy, here we go.
Square Enix has said this before, that people still, They've fucking said it themselves multiple times that these games did not perform well.
Most people are delusional.
No sales in the MMO and games for smart devices and PC browser subsegments were lower than in the previous fiscal year. I will elaborate during my overview progress on the segment. We resumed disclosure of operating income figures by subsegment from financial year 2024-2023. The HDD subsegment booked net sales of billions of yen, up to a bit more billions of yen, and operating at a loss of 8.1 billion, despite the release of Foam Stars. Now, if you remember, Foam Stars straight up fucking crashed and burned. That's gone free to play now, and they had to give some sort of refund to people. I think they just gave you a bunch of in-game shit. Yeah. Congratulations, flexing that to the 14 people still playing the game. And Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. So long story short, just in case you still needed more proof, the latest Final Fantasy games are not performing well. If you like the games, totally fine. No one's saying that you can't like them. What people are saying, though, is the numbers. The numbers, Mason, what do they mean?
Hey, who are you people? What do you want from me?
They mean they didn't fucking sell well.
Yeah, I think a lot of people aren't actually doing research, right? And actually listening to Square themselves. And they think it's a dig at Final Fantasy. And it's just facts. They're just not selling well. They're not doing well. And people are retards and they're just taking it as a personal attack. It's I'm not personally attacking these games. If these guys were selling well, I'd be saying they were selling well, you dumb fuck. But they're just doing awful.
There's real wisdom in that.
Yeah, I think it's really because of the scale of these games and how much cash investment that they put into the games themselves that are making this. This has been an issue for Square Enix for the Final Fantasy games in particular since 12 or 13, where they've invested so much time and money and energy into it. But when it comes to launch day, the sales just do not meet the expectations that they were having based on all the time and money they've invested into it.
Keep your expectations low and you'll never be disappointed.
Wise words.
And it's a recurring problem that you've seen with 13, 14, even hell, 15 was so public about the development hell that it went through. And it's the same thing with all the Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. Same thing for Final Fantasy 16. They just their scale is too large. They need to bring it down a little bit. The expansion going into new platforms is great. It's exactly what they needed. We've all been saying this for a long time. And the other thing, too, I want to mention is that Final Fantasy 16 just came out the other day on PC. Give them at least a chance for people on the PC to pick that up. Numbers.
Well, it's got about 20,000 people playing it now. So it is going up.
Yeah.
It's decent numbers for what it is, I would say. They're looking at it like any average game, not a Square Enix scale game.
I mean, with Final Fantasy 16, I hate to say too little, too late, but
too little, too late. I mean, in my opinion, I would say Ubisoft is the worst run company in gaming right now. I would say Square is second.
Those are rookie numbers in this racket.
They're run very poorly, but them opening up and leaving that exclusive deal they had with Sony is a fucking good decision. And they shouldn't be like waiting on this. They should be announcing this before the Tokyo Game Show. Don't even wait for that. And they effectively did in this memo. They've said, hey, this is what we're doing. So it is going to happen, because why would you put it in a corporate memo if you're just going to fuck it off like that?